Miami's Community News, and I'm Michael Miller. Our guest today is Rocky Peña. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So you're a nice, beautiful young lady, all right, full of vigor and ready to help change the world. Now, you went to Gulliver High School. Tell us about that, what that experience was like going to a local private school here in Miami.
It was great. Gulliver was awesome. I have a learning disability, and it really helped me with that. Just the teachers are amazing. Um, I enjoyed my time there.
So, what was it that the teachers did for you? Obviously, you're working with them, that you feel so good about it.
They just genuinely care about you. They take the time to get to know you, which is awesome. I think you really need that when you are struggling. So just having that support is always great.
Part of this about life is, no, we all want to be needed, right? And when people show that, all right, it encourages us to move forward. You
Yeah.
have one particular teacher, all right. This doesn't exclude anybody else, but one particular teacher that you're particularly fond of, that you can name some of the things they did for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Her name was Julie Gerlach. I actually just found out that she passed away back in January of last year.
Hmm.
And just the constant push and just always asking how I am. I think that just having a teacher that you know is there for you, that you can go talk to, always has her door open, was just something that was really great for me and for her students. I know that if people are watching this and they had her as a teacher, definitely hold a special place in their heart.
What a great lesson about things that we can do, and in some cases should do, because there's some little kid out there somewhere that's looking at you, Rocky, going, she cares about me. She cares what I do. She encourages me. So you can read, one of the greatest favors is to do that for somebody else. And you never know when that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It could be today, tomorrow, maybe it already was, but keep on doing that. So after you finished Gulliver a few years ago, you said, gee, I want to go to school. Where did you decide to go to college?
So I decided to go to Eckerd College. It's in St. Petersburg, and it's a small liberal arts college.
And why did you choose that school in particular?
So my dream was actually to go to Florida State, but I went there for high school for the last 2 years, and very quickly realized that that small town was not for me. And I decided to go to Eckerd because it was close to home, but also far enough away from my parents where I could be
It's
independent.
okay. Some people go to Washington State for out.
Yeah.
Let me go all the way over there or to Hawaii.
Right. But yeah, no, I just wanted to be independent. Beautiful beach town. Very good vibe. If any of you have ever been to St. Petersburg, if not, I definitely recommend going and checking it out. Just a really great place to become independent and really help me find myself.
So, and your studies work was in what area?
Business and administration.
So, why that? Why that field and not some other field?
So Eckerd is actually known for marine science, and I originally wanted to attend for that reason and study sharks, but I soon realized that career path may not be for me, especially because I started training in the sense of fitness because I had a spinal fusion when I was 13, and I wanted to get into medical sales, so I did my research and realized that I should probably go into business so I can learn about sales and build my career that way. And also, business just really teaches you a lot. I feel like you can, once you go the business route, you have so many different options to go in your career.
So, what would you like to have happen in your life in the next 1 to 3 years?
Definitely be have somebody in the medical sales industry take a chance on me. I have a story in that regard from my back. I never received physical therapy after my spinal surgery, which I think is really interesting because you see a lot of athletes that get injured and they're in physical therapy for months and it's all funded. So it's just really interesting for me a 13-year-old girl having a major surgery like that and not receiving physical therapy. They said that my physical therapy was to walk around the block, and that was it. So just really wanting to make a difference in that regard. Being a sales rep, you get to be inside the OR and you start to create a relationship with the surgeons because you're their right-hand man, right? If anything goes wrong, they're using your product and you need to be there to step in and if they have any questions, show them how to use the product. So building that relationship with the surgeons and really emphasizing to them the importance of pairing physical therapy with any sort of spinal deformity, that is a huge goal for me because in that career you need to have a backbone, you need to be able to speak up, and really I'm speaking up for that 13-year-old girl on the table that didn't get physical therapy.
So you're passionate about this, and it's obviously, and that's with you. Certainly, one of the things with medical devices that it's constant training for you, and then for the physicians who are doing their surgery, and they have to find out about these other devices. So here, let's say there's a 45-year-old surgeon that's there, and in walks Rocky, age 30, right? I know it's hard to see that far out, but it is around the corner.
Yeah.
Right? How are you going to handle this person that's a lot of education, that's cutting the person open, that's going to fix them, and then you are one of the people that's going to help train that surgical group?
Well, I think it goes back to, I mean, they've been to a lot of schooling and training, but nobody's perfect, right? There's always room for mistakes. So, and it's always okay if they have questions. Like, it's good to have a right-hand man in the room to answer any questions and to just guide you. It's always good to have two brains than one.
Do you see yourself inside the surgical suite as they're doing with that device?
That's what our job is.
Yes.
We're in the OR.
So that's pretty neat to see that whole process.
Oh, yes.
Right? It's pretty exciting. You go in there and got 6 people working on one person, all trying to make sure that, first of all, the patient's safe and that they're going to thrive after the surgery. So how important is physical therapy after a procedure?
I think it's critical. I mean, in my case, I had to pretty much learn how to walk again. So that's huge. I think it's just good in general for movement, getting your movement back. It's just the healthy way to go, and also to prevent injury, right? Future injury.
So and lots of times people go, no, I'm okay, I don't need it, right? But the reality is, we know that if you stop using a limb, after a while, it doesn't hurt anymore. Why? Because you're not using it. And then it becomes sort of stuck in that position.
Right.
So what are some words of encouragement that you would have for people that have had a procedure done, that haven't had physical therapy? How would you point out to them why they should go and get an expert to help them?
A lot of the reasons why people may shy away from physical therapy is because it is a very lengthy process in getting it. You have to go to your doctor, they have to examine you, you have to then get a prescription for physical therapy, and it can be very expensive. So, that might be the reason why people don't necessarily end up going, because they can't afford it. I have found that yoga is actually a really big help. It's honestly like free physical therapy. So, if maybe you can't afford it, I would recommend to try out yoga. Just take care of your body. If you want to live a long life, and maybe you are an older person and your children start having kids, you want to be around for your grandkids, just take care of yourself. Go out and walk, be active. It's really in the best interest for you. So that's my thought.
So tell us about your physical activities.
So I am actually pretty much into bodybuilding, and I have been working with a trainer for probably like 5 years, just to keep an eye out on me, just because I have 2 metal rods aligning my spine. But I have fallen in love with it. It's really amazing to see your body be able to do such amazing things that you never thought and also were told to avoid. Like my doctor definitely probably wouldn't approve of this, but I train smart. I have a trainer. I've worked with physical therapists. Of course, that's been out of pocket, but I walk a lot. I don't run as much anymore, but I also do yoga, and yeah, I'm just pretty active.
So how about some encouraging words for young ladies or young people, boys, that have had something similar that you've had? How could you encourage them to look forward?
Like in sense of my surgery,
Yes.
I would just say don't feel alone. There's so many people that have had injuries and have made great recoveries. Um, Listen to podcasts. Follow maybe your favorite influencer who's been open about their experience. And yeah, I just think just know you're not alone and know that it's just a part of life.
But there is a song a young man sang it, sitting like right over there, and he sang it, and he was playing the guitar, and the name of it is "You're Not Alone." And so often when people get hurt, they feel that loneliness, not just being alone, but loneliness of, oh, woe is me. So if somebody's having one of those moments that they thought they were going to be something and then they had this injury, what is it how else could they reach out to other people so they could have a conversation? What would you suggest?
That's a good question. Again, I just think researching, going to a physical therapist and talking about your journey, talking to a yoga instructor about your journey. There's always going to be someone that wants to listen. And you know, when you're in that moment of, oh my God, like, why is this my life? Try and change it into a positive, because that's what I'm doing. I thought, oh my goodness, like, I'm going to be handicapped for the rest of my life. But it's all about self-love and wanting to do better for yourself. So I think there's a lot that other people can do for you, but I think it starts with you.
Yes. So let's talk about, so you've been training for several years, 5 years, right? Will there be a time where you'll do that publicly?
Like train other people?
Yes.
Probably not.
All right.
Just because that's a whole other endeavor. I would have to be licensed to do so. But my main goal is the medical sales, and I think it also starts with educating the surgeons, right? Because they're the ones that, when you go for your checkup, they're the ones that can prescribe you the physical therapy.
Let's talk. So let's say a patient, a young person, is at the doctor's office. Do you think there's some patients that are shy to say, "Hey, this hurts"?
Absolutely.
So when that happens to them, I don't want to complain. I've been talking about it too much, and they don't say anything. What would be, how can they have that conversation with their parents, right? Because I'm sure you went through that, right? Where you said, I've been hurting for so long, I don't want to tell them how much it really hurts. What did you do so that you could talk to them and they could help direct this process?
So actually, my parents did not listen to me when I was telling them that I was in pain. So for me, it was just being strong and just doing everything myself. It's really difficult when you have parents that, may not be understanding. But when you're in there with the doctor, it should be between you and your doctor. You shouldn't care about what your parents think. And it helps, of course, if you have a parent that totally understands it. It can help you speak up to your doctor, but ultimately it lies within you. You shouldn't feel like a pest.
So if somebody's hesitant to tell their parents, when they go see the doctor, just spill it out. Just say it.
The doctor's there to help you be better.
Yes. And so often, that is the safe place to have that conversation.
Yes.
And just, whatever it is, just spit it out. So, getting back to what you like to do, what does that look like? And I know we discussed a little bit, but what does it look like for you in 3 and 5 years now? Where are you? What type of devices? What kind of company would you like to be working at?
So my next step is actually there's a medical device sales college. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it,
No.
but they have one up where I was going to school in St. Petersburg. So I'm going to be enrolling for the spine and orthopedic trauma program. And they really help guide you and fill you with so much knowledge that's really going to prepare you for that position. So hopefully once I graduate with that, it's a 12-week program. They have like a whole week of setting you up for your resume, interviewing with big companies, and they also have partnerships with big companies like Smith & Nephew, Boston Scientific, Stryker.
So you go to school, you get your certificate, if you will, and we'll have your bachelor's and your certificate in medical devices. And they help you get interviews with the big companies.
Mm-hmm.
How good is that?
I know, it's amazing.
Right? And it's just like, these people are here because they want to hire people to work for them.
And it's great because it's a school that they don't just accept anybody. There's a pretty lengthy process, but it's great because if you really believe in yourself and want to invest in yourself, I think it's a great program to enroll in. It is pretty expensive, but again, you're going to make that back when you start working, when you get your job within commissions. So just back to believing in yourself, investing in yourself, and that's what I'm going to be doing.
That's terrific. We wish you lots of good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right. And today is Friday. When's your next workout?
Today.
Today, of course.
Today.
So, Rocky, I know you're there's a connection between you and the Miller family, and we wish you lots of good luck.
Thank
right?
you. I appreciate it.
And you deserve all of that, and I hope you carry your passion forward. And when you're being interviewed by some of those big companies, tell them your story, because I'm sure they want to hear that, and they want to see your wonderful smile.
Right.
And
Thank you. And I think it's really important. Oh,
And you think it's really important what?
I think it's really important to share your story with people, because I think we need more people in the industry that may not be in it for the financial, but more to really make a difference. So,
Okay. I'd like you to spend 1 minute looking directly into the camera and talk to some young person about the potential of their future.
Okay.
There you go.
Hello, I'm Rocky. I think honestly, just believe in yourself. You are your biggest cheerleader. Don't let anybody get in your way, and do what makes you happy. There's always going to be people that, maybe even your family, that they want you to join the family business, or they have a set goal for you. And just do what makes you happy. Do what you have passion and drive, and you will be very successful. And I
Perfect.
wish you the best of luck.
Terrific. Rocky Peña. Folks, thank you for joining us. What else can you say? All right, and Rocky has it. Have a great day, and thank you for joining us.